Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 2nd of July 1999. What I want to do in this part is two things. The first one is I want to work a little bit on our new mining town, because I think we're getting very close to the point where we start to need to start mining our own iron ore. And the other thing is I want to kind of work my way across the economy, looking at happiness and loyalty, because I'm starting to develop some interesting issues around that. And probably a good example of that is if I click on the prison here, see at the top I see I lost 281 prisoners escaped this year. And the reason for that is that I actually set my government loyalty too high and the workforce dropped, and I actually lost all the prisoners from here, so we only got 45 left. And what that's resulted in now is a massive backlog in the court which is being processed through. You can see at the moment I've got 3% statutes of limitations this year. These are cases where we haven't had time to try to actually prosecute them, so the people have effectively been let off their crime. And of course, because the court is now backed up, my actual police stations are also backed up a little bit, so there is a bit of a problem in that area. But before we get into that, I'd like to say a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I did get one comment around the public transport system, and I'll be completely upfront. At the moment, I still feel that the public transport system in this game still needs quite a lot more work before it becomes something that you could use in a large urban area. In fact, I would equate the current situation with the public transport system in here as it was when City Skylines was first launched. But in City Skylines, it had a problem where if you say you set a bus route up, what you'd get is you get all the passengers queuing up on one stop, and then they would only go 2 stops, which is walking distance, effectively blocking up the buses with short journeys, which made long distance journeys very difficult for people who actually wanted to get somewhere. And I think Workers and Resources have exactly the same problem. And I think the way to illustrate it is the fact that if I switched on passengers here, despite the fact that this station doesn't take them anywhere, what it would do is that it would fill up with passengers and students. And because these stations have a limited capacity, what would happen is you wouldn't be able to get the workers in here to get to the mines. And I think this is the problem. At the moment, the public transport system seems to be more point to point than rather what you would call a natural realistic transport system, where you've got vehicles circulating and people getting on and off at the stops that they actually want. And I hope eventually the devs will work a little bit more on that, because I think that'd be the part of the process of making the game more realistic. I think the situation might be helped also if you actually had a tram system that ran on the roads. In order to test a few things, what I want to do is we come out to our new mining village here. At the moment, it's still a little bit, you can say, needs work, even though we got people living here, although there's a loyalty issue. Well, I know the fact that I want to provide a bus network from here to here in order for them to attend university, but I'm also considering the fact that we got a fire station here. Once we get people coming into here to actually work, what we'll do is we'll set up the buses that come out here will then extend to the fire station, just to see. At the moment, no one's actually going out there at all. I think that's partly due to the fact that we've probably got more people here. I don't know if I can reduce this a little bit more so that we can spread the workforce around a little bit. Just want to check, make sure that's not a school. We could probably reduce the workforce there a little bit. In the kindergarten, we'll leave the way it's going. It's got no power supply, but that's okay. I think that is about it. We've got the clinic here. Could probably reduce that a little bit as well. So just so that we can try and get a few more workers out here. I'm not sure, we haven't got any over 21s at the moment, so at the moment we don't have any gain with respect to the population. And of course, if I show you here, loyalty we can't tell, happiness is abysmal, because I don't think they, oops, not that one. They've got lots of problems here. They've got kindergarten, we've got access to food, cannot get food, but I think that's down to the fact that you can see here we've got a productivity issue. But even though we've got 8 workers in here, that we can't, almost like I've got to set this. We've got workers here. I think we're gonna have to resort to possibly allocating this directly. Didn't really want to do this. Maybe if we split it 50-50 with the clinic, maybe add you on to there as well. Maybe get the school down a bit. What we'll do is we'll get a few more workers in here, which will ensure that at least everyone's getting something to eat. And if we get some more workers in here, you think that I've got these 300 workers, and we've still got food, electronics, culture. So we've got real problems in this area. At the moment, I think the only thing I can do is actually just try and keep the crews working on this, trying to build these buildings in before we start moving in anyone else. We also need to get the power supplies finished as well. Let me just check the construction office here. I think this is one of the hazards of when you've got you take over from a new, you have an update, or which then changes the game mechanics, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if the devs will release a new update which will actually change things a little bit. What we're going to do now is just work down to here. I'm just going to take a look at the loyalty and happiness here. Happiness here is 71%, which isn't too bad. This seems to be coming, 70% seems to be the benchmark roughly for a place that's got alcohol, because if I show you here, the alcohol dependence is spreading a little bit. And up here is probably another example of the public transport system. This here, we got 155 people here waiting to go somewhere. And if you actually look, well, if I just pause the game and open this up, look across here, the demand is electronics and prey. What seems to happen is that when they can't find it locally, they come up to here and stand here and wait to find electronics, and which is not available because I've got a bit of a problem with electronics. But the problem is that if I opened up this, they'd all come and stand here, even though that's actually not a connection. And that would also apply to here. They'd all come and stand in here waiting to possibility of finding electronics. That is a slight weakness in the public transport system. Anyway, back to loyalty 35%. It's not that bad actually. Just wondering if we can improve that a little bit. I'd like to start trying to push this up, but not sure whether that will work. Maybe we need a, where's the schools? I think maybe we're leave the university at 35% and try and improve the situation with the schools. I must admit, I keep thinking to possibly do some experimentation to see which, whether it's the school, the university, or the secret police that gives the biggest boost to improving loyalty when the new adults are coming through. But of course, there's still the slight problem with respect to, this is still 35, this is 35% as well. Yeah, there's still the slight problem with respect to the fact that, let's take another look at this loyalty. I'm just looking to see if there's any low points. I think generally Stilton is okay. It's a little bit low up here, but I think overall Stilton is pretty good. But then again, it's got a star there, a couple of stars, and it's also got the TV tower here as well, putting in a bit of influence. Right, let's just move over to Colville. See what Colville situation is. Now, the low population in the prison was due to low loyalty in this area. So we'll just see if the loyalty is improved a little bit. I have scheduled a star to be built here in an attempt to increase that. I think the footpath's now finished, so we can get that built. You can see the loyalty here is 25%, 24%. It's actually seemed to have fallen. It's 29, a bit low in this corner. What's the problem here? whole number of shoppers. Again, I think this is the effect of productivity, that this store was working perfectly because it only supplies this area, and this area hasn't changed for quite some time. If I actually zoom out a little bit and move a little better, I'll make it see a bit clearer. I mean, it's been quite happily covering this area for up until recently. Now we've got a bit of a problem here. You can see it says 2 citizens without food. It's almost like we need another store in this area to try and spread, kind of take into account the productivity, but at the same time it can be a bit of a vicious cycle, because if I increase the number of stores, that means I need more workers. Old Opera House, let me just check. I think we've got an old school block here. I think maybe if we just push this up, what's the average loyalty in here? Let's see. What to tell. What's the crime rate in here? Minor crimes. Police did not come to 10 crime scenes. Court did not issue a verdict on 9% of the cases. Yep, we got a bit of a problem there. I think we're going to have to put in a store, but the trouble is, the way this town's laid out, where would I put that store in? We got, what's the coverage for you? You can cover down to there. My instinct is to possibly put a store up here, so that might pull away some of the residents from here. If we can get a store on this corner market, I think I'll go for the corner market here. We drop you there. And get these guys in straight away. Oh, they're detecting anyway, so that's good. And it's got heat and all that. And then if we get another set of workers here, I might actually do it. Citizens loyalty too low. Yeah, we got a problem up here as well. Let me just see what's the problems up here. I wonder if you're too far away from. No, you're in range of the store. Do I have the same problem here? No, I think we're okay here, worker-wise. What is upsetting you? Yeah, it's electronics. I need electronics, but I don't really want to spend the money at the moment to actually keep that electronics going. What's the loyalty like here? We've got a problem with loyalty over here, despite having this here and this here. We got loyalty on this side. Well, loyalty across the whole lot, isn't it? If any of you guys got suggestions on improving loyalty beyond building lots and lots of monuments, although I think we're probably going to need to put a monument in here, aren't we? Just to try and improve things a little bit. Also getting a little bit of a shortage of meat. I mean, we are improving the loyalty here now, aren't we? A little bit. Up to 21%, but it's still not brilliant. I think this is one of the issues with loyalty now, and also happiness, that we're going to have to work harder to get it up. And I think if you've got a rapidly expanding economy, that is going to have a bit of a problem, because the new people coming in, or children over 21s, will seem to intuitively start with relatively low, you can say, loyalty. Kind of thinking that maybe we'll put another, what we call it here, we'll just put another monument on this corner, but a fairly big one. A bit more range. That's 90 meters. That's not far enough. Don't really like the idea of putting lots and lots of these crosses down, but yeah, 2.6, yeah, 5.2. I mean, the Mao one here would be brilliant, but that would just take too much deal. I think we're just going to have to stick with the jolly old crosses. So we're just going to put a cross on this corner. And I think we're helicopter crews on this. Yeah, put another cross in red star. Actually, it's not a cross, it's a star, isn't it? Just want to take a quick look at the. We're not producing the meat, are we? again, it comes down to workforce. And we've got a reasonable workforce in there, and it is. I mean, it is working consistently, but I would guess that we're probably getting 5 tons of meat a day, which is probably not enough. And we're not just to be getting the livestock in from here. We got 29 out of 30 there. We are getting a little bit of livestock flowing in as well. Kind of a bit inclined to maybe if I'm just wondering if we shut the field down, we might get more production from this. Let me just see. Might say, for argument's sake, I shut this field down, so that that workforce would then be inclined to catch the bus from here, which will then go up to here, and that means they might be a bit more productive, because these produce 5 tons of livestock per day. This produces 0.4. Yeah, I think we're going to try that and see how that actually is going to work. I think this is the only thing we can do at the moment, is just go for a little bit of overproduction and also see if we can get things sorted. I mean, the loyalty here is not bad. Happiness is around 70%. 70% seems to be the baseline for if you've got food. I mean, they've got 100% food, no alcohol, 95% culture, 97% sport. So this is across the board. The only thing they haven't got is, and they've even got some electronics, but the happiness is still only 73%. So it's not even 80%, is it? I mean, I don't know what else it would be affecting this. Not slow. See, what's the health here like? See, even the health is strong. What we got here? Children who can't go to school. We've got some. Oh, we got some people in the halls of residence. Again, university education could take a little bit of time. We're actually getting some people. What I'm going to do is, I don't really want to. I'm just going to pause while we do this. Some people here. We got, was it 70, isn't it? I think if we pull a few. Actually, no, because we want to keep the production up higher. We've got a bit of a worker shortage here, but I think if I pull out 20 or 30 from there, and we'll just check Ollerton. We'll come back to Ollerton properly. Ollerton's got a little bit of slack, and we'll take some from Stilton. If I can find it. And I take about 80 and put them up here. We might be able to try to get this population to a critical mass. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 70. 3, 4, 5. So it's looking good, or kind of looking good. Right, back to the Foodville is, yes, I know, stop telling me that the loyalty is low. Let's just have a look here. Loyalty is not brilliant. Of course, again, we've got multiple red stars in here, plus we got the TV tower here broadcasting. In fact, is that TV tower actually reach? Yeah, that covers there as well. I think that TV tower is going to make quite a big difference. Just to see if there's any other problems in this area. Food 100%. Health, of course, we know health is going to be low down here, but it's not that low. Of course, we've got alcohol in here as well. Culture is 93. Sport 96. So generally across the board, everything is good. But man, what's up with these guys? Is unable to reach pub or tavern. It's electronics again, see? I'm convinced that if you don't have electronics, you can't get above 71% of the basic supplies. I think to get to that 80, you do need that electronics. I should see what the crime rate is like. We got full coverage. Wow, we've got a bit of a crime spree though. Probably because the court system is, yeah. We might need a second court actually, don't we? "44 people, statutes of limitations." I wonder what's happened is that because I took people from some residences here, that what's happened is there's been an influx of criminals back into this area here. Let's have a look. Challenges everywhere. Come to Ollerton. Look at this. 31%. This would be quite good at getting up about 31%, 30%, 30%. And we've got food is rock solid. Health is good. I can't see anything. Plus again, we've got alcohol here. Again, that means that this happiness is quite low considering the fact that people have got access to alcohol. Sport is good. Clothes is good. I just seem to be stuck. It's almost like electronics is the thing that computers, we've got no personal car ownership. What's the crime rate? Terrible. 24 criminal. Wow. Actually, how's the unemployment here? Got 72 people that are not are unemployed. Starting to wonder whether I need if I can sneak in another courthouse in over here somewhere. Then again, that's going to detract from the area here. 31%. I think what we're just going to need to do is try and push a bit more with the monuments. Can I put, if I put a monument over here next to this lot? Okay, got a red star there. Right next to where the workers hang out. Put you there. Okay, we're just going to use the helicopter crews to do the heavy lifting with this. Though you could possibly do something. I haven't really checked. Yep. You've got probably way too much work, but you've probably got a problem with. So you can build there. And of course, right over here, we've got a complete basket case. We've got a police station here, but we've got no workforce. The workforce is virtually completely collapsed here. I'll be honest, at the moment, I'm not particularly interested in this area. I think what I'm going to need to do is wait till I've got a bit more of a surplus. And then, because I think I'd rather get the mining village up and running first. So I think what we'll do is allow workers into here now. As long as we don't get a population collapse, I think that will work. And we can just get the workers into here. Although the problem is if we don't get workers out to here soon, because there's nobody actually going to, whoops. We've got nobody actually on the. I think what I might do is this holds 97 people. Move everyone over to here. Cancel that. Allow workers into here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign you. It's going to be a little bit of a risk. I think what we need to do is assign workers to this, so that we can. We need to get people into the heating. I know it's only July, but we need to get them used to. Need to get them used to the idea of coming out here. In fact, what we probably could do is just reduce this workforce down a little bit. 8 to 15. One. And I think maybe we're adding you on as a secondary. But we'll make it about like that. Or actually allocate the jobs specifically. And just trying to get people to move in. We just need that culture built out here. Well, we got the athletics club finished now. That should improve the situation a little bit with respect to sport, but it will take a little while. I'm actually going to let the game start to run faster now. And we're just seeing if we can get this finished. That will give us the cultural influence. We should get this built. Let me just see if this... And we've got 5 people in here. I'm inclined to plan another prison out here. What we building here? Oops, sorry about that. Got the secret police here. Got the police station there. Get the secret police out here as well. That might help a little bit. I am going to put and plan another prison out here, but I'm not going to actually... For argument's sake, let me put a prison, push it to the limit of power supply there. So say for argument's sake I put the prison out right out about here, maybe in a bit actually. As long as it's clear away from that terminal. Need flat terrain. Not happy about that. Just come here. We need to flatten this out a little bit. We're gonna flatten from center. If that would work. Yep. I should do is just push this out. Do there. Now what we'll do is we'll pick up the road crew from over here. Make sure that they picked up the... We'll allocate you out to here. Oops. And there's a footpath in here somewhere. Yeah, that way. I think we'll try and bring you. Okay. We'll bring you across like that. Put you in there like that. What's that? Okay, we'll just hook this guy. And he can build everything through here like this. It's the other power line. This power line's finished because I don't think we've actually got power kindergarten. We won't get that until this is built. Nice if I could get that. Okay, no construction. I was actually sure why it doesn't like the idea of that. It's got no construction. Probably because it's close to that, therefore it can't land. Got that heating there. Have we actually got anyone? Right, we've got a few people in the heating plant now, which makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. Oops. And we don't have meat. It can't work due to there's no kindergarten. Are you actually in range? Yeah. We don't have... I mean, we've got another kindergarten over here, but that... Actually, I think we will... You know, we won't use the helicopters. I'm overloading the helicopters. What we will do is is, where are you? On the wrong way. But go up here and get you to build this kindergarten as well. In fact, I think we're going to get you started on another dwelling. Say this one. Just accept all that. Then we'll get the road crew out. Just the road crew. There you go. Get this road crew working on this area here. And those tiny little bits of pieces there, and hopefully we will get that working. And of course I haven't checked my missing resource construction steel. Feeling I know what's probably causing the problem is low productivity. And we are getting steel produced, but probably what's happening is that the steel is not getting through to here, because the steel has probably been stolen by these guys. You just see, yeah. Of course, it's also been stolen by this construction office, this up here. Let's just see the steel production here. Where is it? We are getting a fairly good supply of steel now flowing into here. Back, what we need gain, what we need is workforce. So we're getting steel to here. Citizens' happiness is too low. Yes. Where is that? Oh, it's up here. In basket case land. That's okay. I think I need to check through here now. See what we got here. How's the steel mill here? So we are getting a small supply of steel through here, which can be useful. What are you doing? Not a lot. I'm trying to think if we can use this guy anywhere. Do an assist. Let's see what are we building here. We've got this needs to be built, doesn't it? We had that's now built. Got that. Could do with an assist as well. Let me just see. This guy's out of work as well. Be inclined to push this one up to. What else we got here? We've got. Wait. I want you in there because you've got nothing. Need this built. Okay. Well, we know we can build that. It's not high priority. You. You build that, that, and that. We are getting a pretty good supply of iron ore in here now, so we're actually gaining against the actual steel mill, which in some ways is good. We just need to get more workforce into here so we can produce more steel. Happiness is too low. Where are you? Food 24. Yeah. This is because of this. We really do need to get this store up and running, because if this store is in range of, it's not quite in range of there, but if it's in range of these, if they've got an alternative for food, they won't fall apart. So when we've got piles of money, I mean, trying to think if I can increase my electronics import, whether that might help. Let's have a look at things. I mean, we're on the 31st of August. How's the economy going? So at the moment we're exporting clothes, 2 million bitumen, fuel, travel, prefabs, alcohol, mechanical components and power. Let's run over. So we made 3 million last month, and we imported food, iron ore, electronics, 302,000, chemicals and iron ore. Starting to think, who is importing the electronics? Electronics import there. It says knife edge mats rail. And why are you not picking up the electronics? I don't understand why he's not picking up the electronics. What am I overlooking? Why are you loading from there? Electronics, that's not right. Okay, we're going to just open the floodgates here. I think what I did is I actually clicked on the wrong one. So you come in here. You're going to pick up electronics. This is where my income is going to go right through the basement. But I just feel that I need to get some electronics in just to get the happiness going. We're going to see if we can, that will work. I need to keep, as long as we stay over 45 million, we'll be okay. But I just feel I need to get that electronics flowing in so that we can do it. Oh, another thing I've also done over here is I've shut down all this lot, including this wood cutting post, because it wasn't really doing anything. And just so that I could get more workforce into here. You can see at the moment the workforce isn't brilliant. I've also shut down the asphalt plant here and the concrete plant, simply because I've put the one construction office onto here, and I've kept the cement plant going at the moment just as a backup for the actual prefab panels here, so that we're making a bit of money from that. Get back to the courthouse. I get a feeling this courthouse just can't keep up with the crime wave. I mean, how many people we got in? Yeah, we're going to need another prison, aren't we? And another courthouse. Because where am I going to put a courthouse? I mean, a courthouse is going to need another 80 people. Multiply that by 3, we need another 240 people. And at the moment, we're actually losing population. So we actually, we're not really growing, are we? Deaths. And then again, of course, I've opened up that building over here, haven't I? As long as we've got people flowing into here, kind of making this place a little bit better. I've actually built this now and people are moving in. We finished that power supply. Do we have... It says temperature too low, so what's going on now? We've got workers here. I think we haven't finished this pipeline here. We're in September. That is out of range of this one. Yep, building temperature too low. How close are you guys? I've actually gone the wrong way, haven't I? Okay. Well, we got power on that. Need workforce on here as well. Hilton main construction seems to have run out of work, so that is good. We need some fire engines in here. I'm just going to do it the quick way. So we'll drop the workforce down to 20. Right, this guy has no jobs. What is this? I think we need that built. Got the kindergarten is there, and I think we'll get some more accommodation here. We've got no staff over here because it's too far, but that's okay. And we definitely need to build this in. We need some secret police cars to patrol, or secret police. Where's the... We'll get about 6 of those in there. Again, I'm just going to reduce the workforce down. We've now got secret police out here so we can get an idea of loyalty. Beat's an issue, culture's an issue. You get to the culture. Yes, you can, but because there's nobody in here. We still need a little bit of that momentum going. Food, meat, culture. We just need to keep those people flowing in. So people are moving in. How's the food supply here? Yep, that's good. We just need some electronics. Another sports club here. So we solved the sports problem. I think we need something that's a bit bigger than this from a cultural perspective. But I think at the moment we're just going to keep this growing. And sadly, 21 workers. We've got the heating plant. If we get this finished, we'll be good. And then we can just keep trying to build this area up. We need a monument in here, don't we? Where we can put the red star. Possibly on this. So we can put it over here, can't we? Next to. If we get it on this corner here, we've got a little bit of a redundant gap here. If we put it there. Helicopter crew's working on that. How many? Get back to. We get masses of escapees at the moment. Where are they escaping from? That's the problem. Loyalty is 28%. The whole radio. Can't visit doctor, 58.6 people. Seems to be stuck just around 39% at the moment. I need the distribution office. Oh no, close. We need to get. Yeah, you need clothes and electronics. We need to get you into there. We can deliver clothes 100%. I think you do electronics as well, and we'll get you up to put you on 100% to start with, just to kickstart the thing, and then. I'm not exactly sure what you're delivering to here, picking up from here. Oh, you're the train station, the train distribution. It's okay. Now, if we can get some It shouldn't take long to get a delivery into here. Yeah, we've got electronics. The clothes will take a little while, as it will come down from there, but I don't think we've got a problem with clothes. In fact, we definitely don't have a problem with clothes. What we need is food into here. We can get, there's the clothes delivery just gone in. One thing we haven't, one thing we want but we aren't getting is food. It's the food problem on this corner. Yeah, 14 people don't have food. 19 people don't have food. We've got food. We have liftoff. I'm all rushing up there. Hey, there's food in town. Wow. I mean, in theory, it should settle down as more and more people get access to food. What will happen is that will flatten off. I don't believe it. How bad is the productivity here? I think this is one of the problems when you get a shortage of something. You've got people like here, 12 citizens, 11 citizens, 6 citizens. These people are causing an excess queue because if they haven't got food, they're not going to do anything else. Once they start to get access to food, then what happens is that starts to flatten off. You can see there, I think we're getting on top of it now. Getting a little bit more comfortable with that. And we are on the 11th of October, and I've just realized we're running out of time on this video again. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.